This is Andi Purewal, Boxing Social in association with Betfred. We're in Cardiff and I'm joined by Zelfa Barrett. Zelfa, firstly, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. You've just said to me you've kind of mistimed your arrival here today. You thought you'd be in and out. So have you got that one so wrong?
Thought I was going to be in and out, but you know, it is what it is. We're here. Good atmosphere in Cardiff.
Obviously here, toughest test of your career so far, Faroukh Kourbanov, the man in the opposite corner to yourself. Zelfa, talk to me about this fight. Why are you facing Faroukh ahead of anybody else you could have looked at, and why do you feel it's the right step at this stage in your career?
You know, to be honest, it was the step I got put on. You know, obviously I'm ranked number 2 in the world with the IBF, so this is just the step I got put on really. And you know, I'm just going to destroy you. Any fighter of any calibre, you just want to win at every. It doesn't matter who you fight. You know, you just want to win, which I'm going to win. So, you know, that's the name he's been put in front of me, and that's the guy I'm going to beat.
How much of him have you studied? And you know, the one fight people will remember most recently is his bout with Joe Cordina. How much of that one in particular have you looked at and studied?
Of course I've studied that, you know, but he's boxed. He won the European title after that. I watched that fight and then it got took down. But yeah, you know, we work on. He does the things that wrong on whatever we worked on, but you know, we don't expect that because every fight is different. And people change in every fight, so you know, you can't really look into too much. All I need to do is work on myself, and you know, and just feel his presence and see what I've got to do. You know what I mean? But apart from that, obviously every fighter looks. Everyone does. They be lying if they ain't. They be lying.
So what exactly are you hoping to show on Saturday night yourself and Zelfa, and how do you anticipate this fight playing out?
I anticipate a great win. You know, he's going to come. He's the champion. He's going to give every all in every single minute of every single round. But you know, I feel like I've got an answer for everything. I'm just going to put out a dominant performance, and you know, that's all I can do.
What do you mean for you to collect that European title?
It means a lot. Uncle P was a European champ. I'll be a European champ. You know, just another step, just another notch up the ladder to be where I need to be.
Of course, depending on, provided you win that, is how emphatic a win it might be. People will make those comparisons to Joe's performance against Faroukh. Has that played on your mind, or do you want to better the performance that Joe produced? He won by majority decision against Faroukh Kourbanov.
Of course I want to better it. You know, any athlete would want to do that. You know, you shouldn't be of sort of level if you didn't want to better it. You know, anyone, even if you were racing your little cousin who's 4, you want to smoke him if you're a winner. But yeah, you know, of course I'm there to be the best me, and you know, and I know the best me brings out performances.
If you're successful on Saturday, I know you're going to say when I'm successful again, but obviously I have to stay subjective. But provided you're successful, Zelfa, obviously you've got the fight between Joe and Kenichi Ogawa headlining it, your weight class for IBF title. Will you be pushing Eddie to try and get the winner of that fight?
Listen, I'm just dealing with Saturday night. I'll talk my smack after the fight. Nah, you have to Saturday night get my win, and then you know, we'll just see what's happening from there. But my focus is on Saturday night.
Is that the logical route for you? If that obviously belt staying within the Matchroom stable, would that be the most logical step for you? Especially if Joe was to win, you could do a domestic clash there.
No doubt, of course it would be. Of course it would be. But you know, I'd love to fight a world title. You know, and that'd be a logical step for me. But you know, people have lives and families. They might get offered the Shakur Stevenson fight, unification, flipping £2 million. You know, he's going to benefit himself and his family.
How much of a talent and a threat is Shakur, Zelfa?
Shakur's cold. His distance and his timing, he's cold. He's cold, man. He's cold.
Just on Joe's fight as well with Kenichi Ogawa, what are your thoughts on that, Zelfa? I'm sure you'll be keeping a close eye.
I feel like Joe's got the skills and the ability to beat him. You know, and he just needs to show it Saturday night and just, you know, do what he has to do. I feel like he can beat him. You know, he's got power, that Ogawa, and you know, good balance, good timing. He's an all-rounder good fighter, but he's got very, very, very good punching power. So you know, it's a good fight, but I believe Joe will win.
And Zelfa, just before I let you go, just an update on Lyndon Arthur. What's he getting up to?
She's sparring at the moment in Canada. That Berpetiev.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, man. He's still working behind closed doors, man. He's not really been in the light or limelight, or whatever. But the guy's working hard, man. He's working hard.
So what's your knowledge on how he's getting on sparring with Artur Beterbiev?
I don't know. I'll FaceTime him later. We'll see. But you know, Lyndon, listen. On Lyndon's day, he beat all these light heavyweights, and he's proved it against the first yard fight. You know, the way he can perform, Lyndon beats himself. You know, he can, like I'll say it with my chest, you know, Lyndon on his day will beat any of these guys. And I believe, and I've been with him since he was a kid. It's my cousin. I've been training with him. I've seen the ability, what he can do and what he can bring to the table. And, you know, the frustration he brings to these fighters. So I feel like on his day, he's his own, people ain't better than him. He's his own worst nightmare. No one else is.
Zelfa, do you feel like people have forgotten about Lyndon since that rematch with Anthony Yarde? Because people talk about the domestic scene. We obviously just saw Boazzi Richards. You've got Joshua Boazzi looking towards world honours now. Obviously, Callum Johnson, Callum Smith stepping up to 175 as well. Do you feel like since the rematch, people have kind of forgotten about Lyndon and his involvement domestically in that division?
Boazzi's fight was good. He's another one. He's another special fighter. Like, I rate him highly, Boazzi. Like, he's fundamentally good at everything, you know. But this is what happens when you get beat, man. So this is the price of it. You know, if you're not in a do or die fight where like you're going toe to toe and you just got beat, you know, your name will still be relevant. But this is what happens when you get beat. This is the your pros and cons of it, you know. So it's just part of the game, part of the sport, getting beat and making sure people that reminding people how good you are.
The final one, Zelfa, as you mentioned, Joshua Boazzi there, seen talk that he might well step in to face Dimitri Bivol next. If Bivol doesn't get his opportunity, well, he won't get his opportunity with Canelo in the rematch, or rather the other way around. But just your thoughts, if Bivol Boazzi was to be made, is Josh ready for that?
Of course he is. Of course he is. He's the African wolf, man. Of course he is. Josh is more than ready for that. You know, he performed every day. And you know, the better the opponent, the more you perform. It brings a better side to you. It brings a different kind of fear, different kind of class, different kind of mindset. Of course he's ready for that.
Well, Zelfa, we leave it up there now. Leave us get ready for your workout. I appreciate your time. Thanks for speaking to me, Boxer.
Power.